What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, we got to talk about Scream 7's release date. Honestly, the beginning of October, the beginning of spooky season, I'm very excited. I mean, I go pretty hard into gaming when it comes to like horror games in October, but I didn't actually think we would get this. And then, to be honest with you, I didn't think it would be this far away. With that being said, time moves very, very fast. The older that I get personally, the faster time goes. So, to be honest with you, just in my own personal belief with it, I really don't think it's all that far away. I honestly think it'll be here before we know it, especially because now you have that end date. So you almost, I guess you don't really work backwards because, the movie's still filming December, January, somewhere around that time. So hopefully in the next couple months, things start to pick up. And there just might be a little bit more of a gap, right? When the movie finishes filming to when we really start to see things ramp up, it's gonna be longer than I think what we saw. In fact, actually, it's probably more in line with Scream 5. Scream 5, in that way, filmed early. And, there was a pretty big gap between when the movie was being edited and when it was kind of done. And then, you had a little bit of a waiting period versus Scream 6. They did it, and you really didn't have to wait that many more months until the trailers started coming out and just all of the promotional stuff, right? So I think it's going to be a little bit more reminiscent of Scream 5, where they'll film it, and then they might go dark, for like 3, 4, 5 months, and then you'll start to have it, pick up kind of after that. So February 27th, 2026. Obviously, it's a Friday, and there you go. Mark your calendars. A little bit less than a year and a half away. Neve Campbell comes back as Sidney. Kevin Williamson directing it. Guy being the writer to it, right? All of this stuff, I guess, re-announced today. And I think it was actually Neve Campbell who was the one who posted it up on Instagram with the post of the knife, in the calendar, which I thought was a cool thing. I also like that they're letting her do it. Now, it comes out kind of all at one time, right? Like, I'm sure the varieties of the world and all of these, they kind of get tipped off ahead of time, but, she posts it, everybody kind of announces it or releases at the same time, but she's kind of like the one to do it, which I think is really, really cool, right? Her coming back, the importance of Sidney and Neve Campbell to the franchise, and that she gets to kind of be the one to do these announcements on social media, I think is really cool. So there you go. Not too much more to talk about, right? It'll have been, it'll be 3 years after Scream 6 that we will get Scream 7. So an okay amount of time, and time that you really, if you took those 3 years and you had that be in the movie, that would help the daughters, age up of Sidney. The only other thing I kind of want to call out is variety. Ghostface will kill again. Scream 7, the latest entry in the long-running horror franchise, will finally hit theaters on February 27, 2026, after enduring production delays, creative overhauls, and cast shakeups. And I don't know if that's like new. I think that's almost just a summary of, what we've had before. The core four, Melissa and Jenna, big cast shakeup. The creative stuff, obviously, like switching directors multiple times, right? So I don't know, because there's the back and forth even right now of like, is the movie in trouble? Even and I'd be willing to hear at least a little bit, right? Because like Courtney Cox's statements of like it's constantly, it gets rewritten and stuff. I would like them to have a definitive story and have that already be ready over these last couple months, to know that, it seems to be going through a lot of revisions, even still, even like right now. A long time, almost a year after Melissa and Jenna, that happened, last Thanksgiving, last November. So, for it to still kind of be a little bit in flux, I don't like to see, but I don't think it's like the worst situation in the world. But I also think, that article probably talking about just the last couple of years, really, we've been dealing with. So, I'll be ready. And, we have a little bit of a wait for sure, but, I don't think it'll be that bad. I really think February of 2026 will be here before we know it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.